I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, what the fuck? She expects me to pay her bills? Well, I've got an email here from a viewer who, this guy just got out of he's recently divorced after about a 16-year marriage. So he's kind of new to the dating scene, and so he's having an unusual experience with a woman that he started dating. But before I get into his email, I got a quote I'd like to share. And it says, "You deserve to be loved by and in love with someone who appreciates you for you. Not what you can do for them, buy for them, your money, social status, connections, etc. Part of having self-love and self-respect means being able to walk away from people who seem more interested in what they can get from you instead of what they can contribute to your relationship. The purpose of all relationships is that you go there to give. Only spend your time with mutual givers, not those who leave you feeling fleeced emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically." So let's get into this guy's email. He says, "Hi Corey, I stumbled upon your website and I've also watched a few of your videos, and it sounds like you have very good advice. I'm 45, recently divorced, so I've only been dating for a few months. I was married for 16 years, so I've been out of the game for a while. I've dated several women, but nothing lasting. I've been dating a woman for about a month, and everything seemed to be going fine until recently. She's a widow in her 40s, and she talks about her late husband a lot." Well, that's obviously sounds like really exciting. What you got to keep in mind is when a woman's recently out of a situation like that, or she's widowed, or she's recently divorced, or had a breakup after several years being together, oftentimes women will they'll be hot and cold. Like 1 minute they're all over you, and the next minute they're like, "Who are you?" So he says, "I keep hearing how great he was. Supposedly he made a lot of money and they lived a lavish lifestyle. He says every time we would go out, I would of course pay for everything. However, lately she would expect me to pay for manicures, pedicures, and repairs for her house." Wow, after a month, it's like, I'd be curious, how did that conversation come up? "Oh, hey, the toilet backed up in my house, and I got this repair bill here. Can I just give this to you and you can take care of it?" I mean, it's the reason that I liked this email and I wanted to go through it is because you see a lot of this kind of behavior happening, especially like when a guy's really into a girl. And plus, when you just get bombarded with TVs and movies to where it just shows the guy's got to take care of the woman, he's got to prove himself to her. And as you may have heard me talk about this in the past, you have a family member who got himself into a situation like this with a woman. And I remember I was sitting down, we were just chatting one afternoon, and she was in essence kind of bragging about how most of her life she was able to use the advantages of being beautiful, and how people always wanted to do things for her. And so like when I heard that, that's a major red flag to me. And I shared this family member, and it just, in one ear and out the other, because this woman walked on water in his eyes. The first, I think, 4 or 5 months they were dating, things were fine. And then she started having divorce problems. She was having all kinds of health problems. And he figured out, you know what, how I'll fix this, I'll start paying for her bills, I'll help her get her into a divorce attorney. And so he interjects himself into this divorce, and in essence basically starts waiting on her hand and foot. And then she stops sleeping with him, and at first she says it's because she felt guilty because she was worried because I guess apparently the ex-husband-to-be had a private investigator that was following her around, and he was trying to get the alimony judgment thrown out. And then the excuse after that why she couldn't have sex with him was because now she's gotten back into her Mormon religion. And I mean, this went on for like 6 to 8 months, and then he buys her a condo. And I was just thinking, man, what are you fucking doing? This girl's not even sleeping with you, and now you're buying her a condo. And he didn't want to hear he was just in a daze. And it's just sad to see somebody that you love and you care about as part of your family doing stupid shit like that. And the funny thing is like he would kind of hide it and keep it from me and not really want to talk about it. And then when we start chatting, he would open up and I'd just be like, oh man. It's like, because he knew, deep down he knew he shouldn't be doing it, but it's like he just couldn't help himself. And so, and then so back to this viewer's email, he says, when I explained to her that I can't afford to do those things on a regular basis because I have my own house to maintain, and I also have 2 teenage daughters. I don't really think of us as a couple yet. I mean, hell, after a month? I mean, that's insane. He says she then told me that we can't be anything more than friends because I just don't make enough money for her. That would have been a deal breaker. I would have said, you know what? Awesome. I'm not interested in friendship, and I'm certainly not interested in paying all your bills. We've only been dating for a couple of weeks. I would have fucking run from that chick and never looked back. He says she needs a 6-figure guy. I told her that I care for her and best of luck and hope she finds what she's looking for. And then so it's good that you stood up for yourself and you didn't do what this family member of mine did, which was just basically start throwing money after this girl, assuming that if he just pays all of her bills and solves all of her health problems and her personal problems and her divorce problems, that she'll love him. Well, it never went anywhere, and he eventually ended up growing a set of balls and dumping her, but she still calls him every now and then trying to get him to do shit for her, and it's just a bad fucking way to go. It's just the woman has no integrity, and you can spot that. And I would say this chick here, from what you've shared, she's got no fucking integrity at all. I wouldn't fuck her with your dick, man. It's like I wouldn't want anything to do with a girl like this. He says, well, a couple of days later, she starts texting me like we never had that conversation, like we were still dating or something. She's very hot and cold, and it drives me nuts. One day she'll act like she's crazy about me, and the next day, yeah, until you pay her bill, then she doesn't need you until next time she's got something she needs to be paid for. He says the next day she'll act like she couldn't care less. She asked me to do things for her, which I don't mind. Well, you should mind, because it's a bad way to go. A relationship is, you go there to give. And it sounds like this woman is just an energy and a financial vampire, and she's just, it's just like this family friend of mine that was getting manipulated. I mean, some very attractive women have, unfortunately, used their looks to manipulate guys. And unfortunately, a lot of guys have more money than common sense, and they don't know any better because they've been brainwashed by society and the feminist movement to believe that they have to prove themselves to a woman in some way, shape, or form. And like I was saying, it's you go to a relationship to give, but both of you. It's not like where you give and give and the other person just takes and takes and takes and takes. He says, she asked me to do things for her, which I don't mind. However, I don't want to become her male girlfriend. And then he says, do you think I should run? Run like hell, dude. Get the fuck away from this girl and just say, hey, it's been fun. I enjoyed meeting you. I wish you all the best in your search, but we're just not a good fit. And you need to, if I were you, that's what I would do, because this woman has zero integrity. And you deserve better, man. You deserve a woman who appreciates you for you, not what your bank account is and how much she can get you to do things for her. And a lot of guys, in their desire, their approval-seeking desire to get love, it's like they just completely throw all common sense and reason out the window. So don't be that guy. So if you got a question or a challenge or a situation you'd like to get my help with, go to my website, click the products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session with yours truly. And I will talk to you soon.